Hey everybody, welcome back to The Hunt. We are still with Jessica Zemple. She is the founder of LifeShucker.com, and we're diving into all that today with her, and we can find her on LifeShucker.com. Yeah, pretty easy. So, okay, so we were talking about your dad. Yes. And growing up with him and how difficult that was because of his mental illness, schizophrenia, and how you were moving towards kind of recovery with that. So any final just thoughts on your dad and that experience, and any messages for folks, because it's a big issue today, mental health.
Yeah, the first thing I'd say is get help. If you have a loved one that's going through it, or if you think you have a mental health issue, get some help. There's so many resources out there for everybody. And also just slowing down and really looking at where the judgments are of your loved one or the people around you. Even if you don't have mental health in your family, looking at people that might be living on the street and just trying to find the compassion and the empathy for their journey. Most of these people didn't choose it. And it's an illness just like cancer. So why do we treat somebody with cancer differently than we would somebody with a mental health issue? So really just compassion, empathy, love, we all need it.
Yeah, the world just in general needs a little bit more of that, wouldn't you say?
That's so true.
Yeah. So, and I know, obviously you went, you did the whole corporate thing, you were checking the boxes, money, check, position, check, title, check, right?
Yep.
By all accounts, to the outside world, you had it all.
I did.
You had it all. And then you kind of just said, well, hold on, stop the train. I need to get to know myself. I need to bring a higher level of awareness to me. You got educated. You did a deep dive on you. And then out comes this amazing process.
Yes.
So let's get into that, because I think, this is, people at home especially, we're watching and going, okay, but how? How do I go from point A to point B? So what are some of the main things that you offer folks?
The first one I would start with is really becoming aware of your thoughts. Our thoughts create our emotions, and that influences our choices and our behaviors. And so if you can slow down to actually look at how you're thinking about things, literally write a list. So if you're having challenges with your boss or a partner or pursuing your own dream, what are the thoughts that are associated with what's holding you back? And go as long and as deep as you possibly can, and then take each one of those thoughts and flip them around. So, for example, if somebody wants to start a new career and they're feeling like they're too old to, the other thought would be, wow, I have more wisdom and experience than I ever have, and that's going to make me better for this next part of my journey. And when we can do that, we change everything. So it's really changing the story. We can change our whole life. So that would be the first one that I'd offer.
I mean, it's like finding the better view, right? You're stuck in an airport, your flight was delayed or canceled, and instead of wallowing, in that self-pity, pivot that thinking to, okay, well, what's the better view? And do you find that with your clients, that the more is a habit, basically. The mindset is a habit.
Yes.
So the more you get into the habit of flipping that perspective, the better you're going to get.
That's right.
Is that right?
That's absolutely right. Because wherever our attention goes, grows. And so if you're continually focused on the negative, then you really have to be diligent and intentional to flip it around.
And it's funny because I'm just going to put this out there for everybody. Like, it's not hocus pocus. No. I mean, because, when you believe that, what you focus on expands, so whether that's negative or positive, the world doesn't care, but it's going to expand. So if you focus on the negative, that's what you're going to get.
Yep.
You focus on the positive, you're going to get more of that.
Yep.
Right?
It's that simple. It's not easy, but it's that simple.
It is not easy, for sure. So for people that, well, let me just stop for a second. If people want to reach out to you for one-on-one coaching, how do they do that?
Email me at jessica@lifeshucker.com. and I can be reached on Instagram, Facebook, all of it's Life Shucker.
All this Life Shucker.
Yep.
Okay, good. And if they don't have the resources to do that, obviously they can read your book and things like that.
Yeah.
But what would you say is a good tool for them to keep bringing them around to that positive mindset thinking?
Great question. I am doing a lot of different programs that are sometimes free for people. So connect with me, let me know if resources are an issue. There's YouTube videos out there that people can learn and use these tools as well. And it's simply too having a friend. If you can connect with somebody else who wants to change their life, they can be your accountability buddy, or like I like to say, shuck buddy, and have them help you see what you're not seeing, because we become so comfortable in how we see the world that sometimes an outside perspective is really helpful. So you don't need to hire a coach or a therapist necessarily. I definitely support that choice as well, but just having a good friend that keeps you honest. Also, you can do it yourself and just have a practice that every day you walk through what happened the day before and see what triggered you and why. So as long as you're just taking the time and slowing down, you will see changes.
That's amazing. So tell me, what is next for you in terms of, okay, you've got this going on, but what else?
So talking about grit, the latest grit I had in my life was caring for a loved one through cancer journey. And it was one of the hardest years of my adult life. And just so much. And we were really blessed to be in San Diego, where some of the best doctors were for that specific cancer. And I had flexibility with work to be the caregiver and a support system. Not everybody has that. And so my goal right now is to give back to caregivers. So I finally have recovered myself.
Another very empathetic approach, right? Oops. Sorry about that. I just dropped my little microphone thing. Sorry, but but it's another approach where you found a gap, right, because of a personal experience that you went through, and then now you're creating another offering for folks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's so fun.
So is that the same information where people can find you?
It is. It is going to be under Caregiving Shucks.
Okay.
So the whole idea is caregiving cracked me wide open, and I had no choice. As much as I wanted to be in my shell some days, I was, out there in the world vulnerable, and I had to shine. And I'm grateful for it, and it was really hard. So that's it. So, and then also the little play on the words, right? Because sometimes caregiving does suck.
Yeah.
As much as I want to help people find the beauty in it and turn their grit into the pearl, it's okay to say that it sucks.
It's so apropos to what you do, because you find the positive and the negative, and you help people kind of see their light and shine a light on the needs of others. Yes. And you are so good at that in so many ways, not just in your business, but in personal life too, and all the other things that you do. It was so fun to have you on. Will you come back and see us again, and we'll talk more? Absolutely, I love it. So, all right, everybody, you've been watching Jessica Zemple, the author of Shuck This Way. Get in touch with her at lifeshucker.com and learn more about her. Thanks for watching The Hunt. We'll be right back.